Hey guys, Pixtra here, and today I'm going to be talking about Accel versus Sword Art Online. So a few hours ago, a YouTuber named Tavian showed me an image that was taken from the Accel versus Sword Art Online website, and this image was actually taken down a couple of hours ago as well, so it's kind of up there for like 10 minutes or so. And this image actually showed gameplay of the game. Now it was very early gameplay, textures didn't look right, had some lost song icons at the bottom, and they could have been placeholders, as it looks alpha gameplay. Now in the gameplay you can see on this side, we have Silver Crow, Kirito and Asuna. Now this shows that Silver Crow will be playable, and he's one of the only Accel characters we kind of have gameplay that is playable. Obviously Black Lotus or Kuryukime will more likely be playable, but she couldn't actually fly in the anime. Now in Lost Song they used the OVA version so she could fly, and I kind of hope they don't do that because I prefer big mecha woman one. She looks pretty badass, but I hope they can use, there's other ways to play him, like Lion Bell, I believe her name was, Scarlet Rain, like she could transform to a turret. That'd be pretty cool because you'd be stuck to the ground, but you'd be able to shoot people in the air. And Lion Bell, I believe she could fly, but she could also heal. I remember in the opening she kind of did a weird twirly flying thing. Also that screw that turned to a transformer. These would be really cool to play as they're different, and it kind of like Titan Eren in the Attack on Titan game, where he can turn to a Titan, it kind of turns to a brawler, then it kind of turns to more of a different kind of game. So it's be really fun if they did that. Now I'm also hoping for more Accel characters playable, as like I just said, Sword Art has every character flying as they're in Alfheim Online, whereas Silver Crow is the only one that could fly, and it kind of limits the gameplay to him. But like I said about the other characters' abilities, it would be really good. Now I also want more than one hub world, as I don't want just to be an Alfheim. I'd kind of like the unlimited neutral field to be its own area where you could fly around, kill enemies. I believe there was also 4 dungeons that were kind of like for a quest. That'd be pretty cool if they had dungeons spread around there. It also did the transition where it kind of went from a city, it kind of changed to a big waterfall area, and that'd be quite nice because it changed the hub up every time you went there. Still the same layout, but it looked different. And I'd also like a hub in Alfheim as well, but it's not, I've forgotten what it was, but the Lost Song area. I'd like it to be in Aln where the World Tree was, and you can go in the World Tree. So kind of like you could go to Alfheim, you could switch, you can go to Brain Burst and play Brain Burst. And I'd also really kind of like it if when you're in Alfheim the gameplay was similar to Lost Song, and you could just fly around there and kill enemies, kind of like Lost Song. But in Brain Burst, I forgot the name then, in Brain Burst that you could actually, it was kind of like, I'll put some gameplay up at the Naruto games, say it was similar to that with an Accel World feel, because Brain Burst in Accel World was actually a fighting game, so it would make a lot of sense to have it so you were fighting each other and your points went down and all that. That would make a lot more sense to have it, so it's kind of like 2 different gameplay styles depending on what game you played, so you're good. I'd also really like PvP. Now I know Brain Burst was actually a PvP game and ALO was a PvP game in the actual animes, so if the games based on both these games could kind of be one PvP game. Not sure how it would work if you choose Brain Burst or if you choose Lost Song as just one PvP type. And my final feature isn't really a feature at all, but I don't want too much Sword Art. Now I know this is a Sword Art game, but it's an Accel World game, as I'm just kind of taking it, it's called Accel World versus Sword Art Online, not Sword Art Online versus Accel World. So I'm kind of thinking of it as an Accel World game, and I don't want too much Sword Art Online because we've got Lost Song, Holo Fragment, Holo Realization, Infinity Moment if you're desperate for Sword Art games. But we don't have that many Accel World games. We had 1 or 2 on the PS3, but they never released in the West. And speaking of Western release, we don't know if this is actually going to get one. Hopefully it will, as the Sword Art games have been doing really well over here, and Accel World is getting more popular over here. So hopefully we do get it in the West, and hopefully it's announced before the end of the year, but I wouldn't bet too much on that. So I hope we kind of get equal time on both shows, or maybe even a bit more Accel World than Sword Art. And also one final thing I've just remembered about this gameplay, you can kind of see in the gameplay image a big red castle in the background. That could kind of be Prominence's base. Do you know who Prominence are? They were the Red faction, who had the Red King as their leader, and then all the shit went on with Black Lotus, and now it's someone else. I've forgotten, it's been ages since I watched Accel, and I may have to watch it before this game comes out to re-jog my memory. But yeah, that could signify a faction base, and you try and take it over, turn it into Nega Nebulous. And that'd be a really cool gameplay mechanic. Also kind of a multiplayer mode where it like played as one from each faction. That would be really good. So you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys soon for more videos. Adios.